Bonjour. Gabrielle Coco Chanel, born 1883, opened up a hat shop at 21 Rue Cambon in 1910. From there, she only grew. 1921, Chanel launches the absolutely famous Chanel No. 5, a completely new kind of composition. It became so well known that when asked, Marilyn Monroe famously said, when she was asked what she wore to bed, well, I only wear my Chanel No. 5, of course. Fast forward to now-ish, some schlub from PDX decides to dip his toes into the world of Chanel. It's me, I'm the schlub, I'm the guy. So without further ado, Gabrielle Coco Chanel, welcome to the couch. Bonjour, bonjour, YouTube. I am Brandon. Welcome to DaVinci's Alchemyst, your blue-collar guide for drinking well and stinking pretty. Today, very, very much excited to kind of chronicle with you guys my exploration into the world of Chanel. I am actually going into the world of the Les Exclusifs line. I won't bother going into the other ones that I have, at least not today. Chanel is probably one of the most famous, if not the most famous, fragrance houses. They've been around forever. My grandmother wore Chanel No. 5. It's a fragrance house that has, without a doubt, survived generations. I know that when I was younger, when I heard about the world of Chanel, it was always something that was, very bright lights, glitzy, glamorous, something that was typically out of reach for the regular human being, I guess you could say, at least for, me. I have been meaning to get into Chanel for a long time, and it took me a while, and I'm a little bit afraid now that I have dipped my toes in because I have found some very interesting fragrances. Some of them are to my liking, some of them not necessarily. Either way, we're gonna sit and talk about 6 from the line. We have Sycomore, 1957, Boy, Cuir de Russie, Les Lions de Chanel, and Coromandel. So without further ado, really, let's just break right into it in this episode of Welcome to the Couch. If you're interested in my house overview series, please pop on up there to that playlist and go check out all the other fragrance houses that I have done in this series. We'll start today with Sycomore, which was originally released as in 2008 as an EDT. In 2016, it was re-released as an EDP. I have not tried the Eau de Toilette. I thought that I'd heard that it may be discontinued, but I'm not 100% certain. These are only the things that I know is what I've tried. So the EDP is very much available. Now, I had a hard time acquiring these samples because they don't offer them on their website. I did have to go through eBay, which, sometimes is a crapshoot, but it really worked out for me. So again, Sycomore. This fragrance, from my understanding, was inspired by the autumn time, which apparently Gabrielle Coco Chanel really, really loved. Now, I have worn all these on skin. I also have been putting them on test strips, so I'm just gonna remind myself after I've jotted some notes, but we will go through these one at a time. Sycomore is wonderful, wonderful pine needles, vetiver, spicy, almost gets a little bit smoky. There is a small little bit of a sweetness to this. This, to me, it's a very wonderful fall fragrance. The spice in it is gorgeous. That piney, grassy vetiver is, it's amazing. I have smelled other fragrances that are relatively close to this wheelhouse. I do have the Paris to Edinburgh from their mid-range line, and they have a small tiny bit of similarities just in terms of the vetiver and the smokiness, but this is a banger. I do really, really enjoy Sycomore. As a side note, I feel like every single one of these ones that I'm trying and talking to you about today are definitely unisex, as my opinion is with all fragrances. Sycomore, I think, might lean a little bit masculine. but really honestly not very much, because I love putting this on me, and I would also love to smell this on a woman. So that spice and that vetiver, it lasts for, you know, the majority time of the lasting power of the fragrance. It's great. It's definitely right up my alley, especially living in the Pacific Northwest. I tend to really like those piney kind of fragrances. This reminds me a whole hell of a lot of going out for, you know, a beautiful hike out in the trails here in the Gifford-Pinchot National Forest. Cannot recommend this enough for you guys to go get your noses on. Sycomore. Taking a sip of tasty beverage. Moving on to the next fragrance that I tried, 1957. Now, my understanding that 1957 was like the year that Coco Chanel received an award, as well as like a celebration of her ties in with kind of coming to the American market. Apparently she really loved America, loved all things America, at least from what I've read from Chanel's website. So 1957, again, I'm gonna give myself a little refresh. This one comes off to me as a kind of airy, green, fresh, quite a bit of citrus in the upfront, nice little bit of florals. It's a balanced fragrance. Can get some aldehydic nature, and there's some good musk in this. It's very, very round, this fragrance. It's not sharp, even though that citrus blast hits you. It's very subdued and very kind of toned down and well mixed in with the rest of the composition. I have to admit, when I wore this a bit, for me this is a little too old school. I don't know, it's on my skin, it comes off a little too like cleanser-esque, like house cleanser. Maybe, for me, I associate it a bit with cleaning the house when I was a kid, which my parents made me do all the damn time. And don't get me wrong, it's not an unpleasant fragrance. Just for me, this one didn't really work. It didn't wow me. But I think that if you're into that citrus, green, and floral mix, give this one a check. But for me, it's not really in my wheelhouse. So I kind of passed on the buy, definitely, for 1957. Again, not unpleasant, just not my thing. So the big, bold release for 2020, the new one, the kind of passing of the torch in a way. So Chanel has had quite a long list of storied perfumiers. There's been quite a few, and I know that for a good portion, it was Jacques Polg, who was head of the house, and then recently taking over for him is his son, Olivier Polg. So this one, Les Lions, was created by Olivier Polg, and holy balls, this is amazing. This was named more so for the zodiac sign, because Coco Chanel was actually a Leo, from my understanding. Not so much named for the actual animal itself, but more of like the spirit of the animal. Nice, sweet, citrus, woody, aromatic style opening, but there is some sexy, powdery, animalic notes in this. Like a resinous, smoky leather, a nice, sweet, glowy amber. This is deep. This is super, super deep. I love the hell out of Les Lions. To me, there is a similar sexiness in Les Lions as there is with the fragrances from Francesca Bianchi. I've heard people comparing this to Shalimar, which I do not understand at all. Maybe it's just I haven't tried like an old Shalimar, and maybe that's why. But the newer version of Shalimar, they are very, very different to me. Not sure why people compare. Again, could be the original. But I do know that Les Lions is super, super sexy. This one caught my attention in a major, major way. If our fragrance styles align, then you gotta get a sample of Les Lions. Moving on to the next fragrance. This was inspired by an encounter with a gentleman from Russia, the Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich. It was originally composed by Ernest Beau, I think I'm saying that right, in 1924. It has since been redone. I don't know if it's been reformulated or not, but I do know that this version is released as of 2016, and it is an EDP. This is Cuir de Russie, and this one is very interesting to me. I'm kind of sideways about it. I'm a little perplexed. I can't decide if I like it. There's some soft pepperiness. There's white florals in this to me. There's like some jasmine, which I do love jasmine. There is a slight woodiness, like a birchy woodiness. It develops a soft, very subtle, smoky kind of leather. It's not huge. It's not like a massive leather bomb. This is very soft, soft leather. Maybe even suede, like white leather, like white suede. It's very, very like intimate feeling. It's not abrasive at all. It has a very soft glow about it. There is something that just, I'm sure that there's probably some aldehydes in this. There's just something about it that I just can't get on with. But at the same time, I smell it and I love it. So I think for me, the best bet is to get a small decant and then really do some major homework and decide on this one, because as for right now, Cuir de Russie is a maybe. It's not a go for me. It's nice, it's pleasant, but it has this very old style feel to it. Not in a bad way at all, but I'm just not 100% on it. So Cuir de Russie, released in 2016. Like I said before, every fragrance to me is unisex. This was specifically kind of designed to be a unisex fragrance. This is Boy. This one was also kind of interesting in a undecided way for me. This has a kind of a bright citrus opening, a nice little touch of lavender, has a nice very calming lavender, which I really dig. There is a kiss, a whispered kiss of some florals. It comes off just slightly aromatic. There is this combination of vanillic sweetness and mossy kind of backbone combined with some musks, and it really melds together with this creamy sandalwood. It becomes this kind of fuzzy, playful, comforting fragrance. Later on in the life, I get a lot of powderiness out of it. It's pretty killer. But again, at $200 for the small bottle, I'm still pretty undecided. I think for me, if I do get this, it will be later on in life. It's super interesting, and I really have been enjoying wearing it a little bit and testing it out, but I'm still not 100% sure. So that's Boy. Now we come to the final fragrance in this house overview, this Welcome to the Couch episode. This fragrance was very much suggested to me by one of my subscribers that I gotta get my hands on it, gotta get my nose on it. This is Coromandel. So the actual object, Coromandel, it is a style of Chinese lacquered screens or artwork, and apparently Mademoiselle Gabrielle Coco Chanel loved them very, very much, and she adorned her entire apartment with them. Originally released in 2007 as an EDT, brainchild of Jacques Pogue and Christopher Sheldrake. This version that I have is the 2016 EDP. So Coromandel, so man, I'm telling you what, this also very much intrigued me. The citrus in this is friggin' glorious. Creamy, soft, small little kiss of floral notes. But again, that citrus is so photorealistic, at least to me. There's a nice glowy powdery amber. This is pure class, honestly. I cannot believe I've gone this long without smelling this. When I first did give it a sniff, I was like somewhat reminded of Eau Sauvage from Dior, until I went and got my bottle of Eau Sauvage and then tested them against each other. So very different. I could say that they're probably, kind of in the same wheelhouse, but 100% different fragrances, 100%. Don't let me sway you to thinking that they're a lot alike, because to me, they are friggin' not. To me, I do love Eau Sauvage, but to me, Coromandel is holy shit. Blows Eau Sauvage out of the water. This is fantastic. And to my subscriber that suggested this, dude, I'm so glad that I listened to you. I absolutely friggin' love Coromandel. It's a love. So that is the gist, the it. So before I wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, definitely, if you're interested in the Chanel line, don't wait. Don't wait on the Les Exclusifs line. Yeah, go find yourself some samples and check them out. But I am going to tell you what I got. So if you have been all down with the super situational awareness, you will have noticed over my left shoulder the fragrance up there on the shelf. I picked myself up La Lion de Chanel. Super amazing. So glad that I picked this up. And though it is on back order and I am waiting for it, I do have a bottle of Coromandel coming to the house, hopefully within the next month or two, because I am chomping at the bit to get that. So I hope that you have enjoyed my house overview, my Welcome to the Couch episode for Chanel, the Les Exclusifs line. Chanel, fantastic, fantastic legacy, fantastic fragrance house. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of the video. Subscribers, new viewers, love you guys. You're tops. Usual YouTube stuff, if you're not subscribed, feel free to do so now. Hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to check out my Ko-fi account if you feel like donating to the channel's growth, and mash the shit, kill the shit out of the notification bell. Tell your friends, and there's friends, sisters about DaVinci's Alchemyst. This has been fun for me, and I hope it's been fun for you. I hope that you guys are taking care of yourselves and each other, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're going, no matter what you're sniffing. Don't forget, keep calm, stink pretty, and I will see you on the next one.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
You can move out of daddy's way just a bunch.